Today I fucked up by not understanding how European juice works. So this is a story that occurred over a few years but came to an end today. I am an American and in 2017 I got a chance to do a study abroad in Belfast. While I was there I fell in love with Ribena blackcurrant juice and I'd buy the single serve bottles every chance I got. Flash forward a couple years and I find out that the local grocery store in the US is selling Ribena blackcurrant juice in big bottles, 28-ish Oz. I was thrilled, but when I bought some and drank it for the first time I found it to be way sweeter than I remembered, like way sweeter, and I was confused and thought maybe it had to do with the shipping overseas or maybe they had changed the recipe. Here's where the fuck up comes in. Because of the super sweet juice it was always something I only bought when I was really in the mood for it. Today I got sent a bottle at college by my mom and I was going to have some. On a completely unrelated train of thought I decided to see what European nutrition facts looked like on the label, cause metric system and all that. That's when I discovered that apparently you're supposed to dilute the juice from the big bottle with water. This is not something I've ever seen on a juice bottle ever. I've basically been drinking the liquid equivalent of eating a spoonful of Kool-Aid powder for 4 years because I didn't even think to read the label. Too long didn't read. I was drinking really strong / sweet juice for 4 years because I didn't understand you were supposed to dilute it with water and I was too dumb to read a label. If it was too sweet for me I would have added water regardless if I was supposed to. Lol. That's not European juice. You just bought a bottle of concentrate. Ribena isn't juice, it's cordial. Haha, my international student roommate had something similar happen. They bought a North American can of Campbell's soup and thought it was weirdly tiny, but whatever. Later they remarked to me, "Wow, your guy's tomato soup is really thick." It's so weird. Me, you mean you didn't add water or milk? You just ate a whole can of soup concentrate? To be fair, it's kinda odd to expect instructions on soup. Oh my god. You guys dilute canned soup? As a Brit that's totally mind-boggling. It is much nicer 10-to-1 water/juice. That is the silver lining of this discovery. Now I can enjoy it properly. Today I fucked up by hugging a teddy bear. This did not happen today, but a little over a quarter century ago. I would say I was about 8. I've always been a very sensitive person, I've always been very emotional, and though I didn't know it at the time, I have now been diagnosed with OCD. I made a friend at the local day camp and we wound up being in the same class in school. We were super close and at the time, 3 years was almost half of my life, so we'd been friends just about as long as I could remember. We were always over each other's houses, we saw each other every day, and I considered him my best friend. His parents always had money, were able to afford a lot of luxuries, and gave their kids everything in the world. My parents struggled but did their best to give us everything that they could. When we were at my house, my mom would always make snacks and set up games for us. When we were at his house, we were on our own because his parents were working. His parents had a nanny that would watch his siblings, but really we didn't have much supervision. On to the fuck up. One day I was over at his house, his parents were downstairs in their basement office working, and we were playing a game of Monopoly. In their living room was a giant teddy bear, pure white, shaped like a polar bear. This thing was bigger than me. It looked so soft, and it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. I wanted to touch it, but my friend seemed to have no interest in the bear, so I didn't bring it up. We finished Monopoly and went down to his playroom to play with his Lego sets. After a little while, I had to use the bathroom, so I went upstairs, went to the bathroom, and as I was walking back, I saw the bear sitting there. Nobody was in the room, so I walked over and touched it. It was the softest thing ever. I couldn't help myself and gave the teddy bear a hug. As I stood up, I heard footsteps from the other room and I quickly jumped back. The nanny walked in and groggily looked at me. "Is everything okay in here?" I nodded. "Yup. Just came up to use the bathroom, heading back downstairs now." She glared at me. "I don't think they want anyone playing with the bear, so you should just leave it be." I nodded and walked back down into the playroom. About 10 minutes later his dad opened the door of the playroom and told me to come upstairs. My friend went to follow me but he told his son to stay there. he had to talk to me. He took me upstairs, looked at me with rage and shouted, "What is wrong with you? Honestly, are you a fucking girl? Is that what you are? That you need to put your hands on things that don't belong to you?" At this point, I couldn't even speak. My friend's dad, who had always been so sweet and silly with me, was screaming in my face. He poked my chest with his finger as he demanded to know if I was one of several sexual preference slurs. I was shaking and the tears just started pouring out of my eyes. "Oh, that's great. I guess you are a little baby girl. Wah wah wah. Go ahead and cry like the little bitch that you are," he shouted at me. I'm sorry. I managed to stammer out. "You should be," he shouted. "You're nothing but a little jerk. And this is why you have no friends. Once a jerk, always a jerk." He sat me down on the couch and called my mother to come get me. When she arrived and asked why I was crying, he rolled his eyes and said, "He disrespected my home, so I hollered at him." After that, my friend didn't speak to me anymore. We never hung out again, and he moved away 2 years later. To this day, I'm hesitant to touch other people's things even if given permission. The other day, I inadvertently placed a hand on a soft fuzzy blanket at my girlfriend's house while we were sitting on the couch. She smiled and said, "That's my favorite blanket," and I instinctively pulled my hand away and apologized. Too long didn't read, got caught giving a teddy bear a hug as an 8-year-old, got called homophobic slurs by my friend's father, lost my friend, and 27 years later I still find myself on edge sometimes. Motherfucker. What the hell was his problem? I bet the maid thought you were trying to hump it and told the father. Please do not think that people perceive you as a pervert or anything. Even if that was what you were doing, in what world was it appropriate to react the way he did? No idea. No, she must have said something, but he didn't react like I was a pervert. He called me the F word, a sissy, a girl, a weirdo, and a baby. I know now that what he did was not okay. But at the age of 8, I just felt like because I didn't stop myself from hugging that bear, I deserved to be screamed at and I deserved to lose my friend. What in the freaking world was so special about that bear? That's terrible you went through that. To this day, I have no idea. Based on what he was asking me, I can only surmise he thought it meant I was gay and he didn't want his son to be friends with a gay boy. So the guy screamed at you for touching a teddy bear that was placed in the living room. If he was so obsessed about macho image in, as he probably saw it, his house and associated teddy bears with being girly, then why was he keeping a huge teddy in the living room that nobody was allowed to touch? Clearly he is the one with the problem. Hope your girlfriend is supportive with your issues over touching other people's things. She is, without a doubt, the most amazing person I've ever known. When I apologized for touching the blanket, she laughed and asked if I wanted her to put it over both of us because it was very comfortable. She saw how uneasy I was and asked what was wrong. Maybe because of this incident, I tend to give teddy bears as gifts to people I care about. My girlfriend has one from her childhood that she sleeps with but keeps saying she's trying to break herself of the habit because it's a kid thing. I've told her that it doesn't bother me, and if it's something important to her then I think it's great. I got her one as a gift for Valentine's Day, and she loved it. I just can't say enough wonderful things about the person she is to me, and how supportive and encouraging she's been to me. Unusually sad. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for reading it. After the latter incident with my girlfriend, she was the first person I ever told this to. She suggested that I write it down and share it so I'm not just holding on to it inside. You didn't fuck up. Some idiot decided to take out his anger by abusing a kid. That's not on you. Touched something that wasn't mine and I was punished for it. Yes, I realized that what he did was not okay, but despite this, in the back of my mind, I still feel like I cost myself my best friend because I had to be different, because I couldn't behave myself in someone else's home. Today I fucked up by not realizing my phone was connected to my housemate's Bluetooth speaker. NSFW. Hi guys, I'm still hiding under my sheets with a red face, unsure if I will ever be able to face my housemates ever again. I just got home from work, and my partner and I decided to have a shower together. Things got a little steamy, and we ended up in the bedroom. My partner had the grand idea to make some short but sweet videos of our very naughty antics. After making a few of them, we went to watch them. Here's where IFU. No sound was coming through the phone, so of course, we put the volume on the highest it could go. Nothing. I had dropped my phone a few days before, so thought that the speaker had done itself in. We then stopped and restarted videos, a little annoyed my phone speaker had stopped working but continued to watch all of them, every single one, on the highest volume. It was then my partner looked at my phone and turns to me and says, "What's SRS? Why's the Bluetooth connected to it?" My phone was still connected to my housemates' couple Bluetooth speaker, playing raunchy videos of us at full volume. I sit here underneath my covers awaiting a reply from her asking the agonizing question of what she heard exactly. So there's that. TL, doctor, I played sex videos on full volume thinking my phone speaker had broken, but was actually just playing over my housemate's Bluetooth speaker. How has nobody learned this lesson yet? Always turn off Bluetooth before naughty stuff. Yes, learned that right after learning my phone can connect to my mother's car in the driveway from my bedroom. Just say you and partner were getting freaky and added some Pornhub inspiration to the moment, which inevitably killed it when the audio wasn't working. I would just say that you did it on purpose, trying to play an immature joke. So, are you assuming they didn't just hear you fucking through the walls/doors anyway? It's a two-story, they were upstairs and on the opposite end. Also big house plus double bricked walls. Following for an update. I am on the edge of my seat waiting for how the roommate took it.